Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. We are going to do part 4 of Sarah Richter's Glanduil. And today we're going to do the background. So you guys probably know that I like my gelatos. And I like them a lot. It's really hard for me to even do backgrounds other than one using gelatos because of how easy they are and quick, and you can layer them and mix them with pencils and all that. So you know I'm a big fan. But the problem recently for a lot of you has been that the brushes that I have been recommending and have been using myself, sorry, I'm just trying to get some of these other ones out of here, have been out of stock and are unavailable. Or if you're overseas, you just can't get them. And really a regular stencil brush doesn't work. They need to have really short bristles. So I had a brainstorm last night. So these are the brushes that I have been recommending to you guys to get, and they are still my favorite, and I love them for the control that they give. However, brainstorm last night, a toothbrush. So I had this toothbrush that is actually my dog's toothbrush that I've never used. It's been up in the cabinet and we've never used it. The vet gave it to us. But what I liked about this one is that it has a really small head and a really big head. Now, a regular toothbrush I think will be fine, but the important thing about it, let's see, you can probably see better with this, is that the bristles be flat. And in that case, the cheaper the toothbrush, I think the better. Because, you know, nowadays they're all textured and bumpy and up and down and all that. But you just want your really basic flat-headed toothbrush. The bristles are a little bit softer than the bristles that I would be using for with my regular stencil brushes, but definitely better than a full long bristled stencil brush or other kind of brush. So I would say give a toothbrush a try, and I'm actually gonna give it a try here on this paper too, and we'll see what happens. But I was kind of excited when I thought, oh my gosh, a toothbrush could totally work. So back to the gelatos. Gelatos are water soluble, and I almost always use them dry. However, I got this idea of splattering the gelatos with water. And so I did a little test here. And so that's what we're going to try and achieve as far as our background goes today. We're going to use those gelatos. We're going to splatter them, let it do its thing, and then continue on doing this kind of bokeh background. So hopefully it'll come out again the second time. So we're going to start, let's see, do I want to start with the toothbrush? Probably. I will probably continue along with my stencil brushes just because I like them. But we'll see. I'm just going to pull out some of these small ones because I do like my smaller brushes. And what do we got here? Where are all the rest of my brushes? Okay, I know I had them. I set them down somewhere. Now I can't find them. Got them. All right, we're going to start with Nebula and Bergamot. We're going to start with is that what I want to start with? No, I want to start with Nebula and Olive. Yes, I want to start with Nebula and Olive. We're going to do the light colors first. And then we'll do the dark colors and splatter. And it's kind of just, it's kind of an experiment, even though I did it once already. We're going to hope that I can do it again. So, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to try this toothbrush first. And we're going to see what happens here. We'll kind of compare it. Let's say it works pretty well. I'll do a little bit with it and a little bit with the other stencil brush, and we'll compare. So it might take a little bit more practice in the control factor. Maybe it's because I'm holding the brush back too far. Maybe I need to really get up there on it. The nice thing about this, though, for you guys is that you can see what, what I'm doing because my hand's not in the way. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so this works pretty well. So here's what I would recommend for your, and the brush is pretty soft. So I would recommend getting the firmest, stiffest, flat toothbrush that you can find. I'm going to zoom out a little bit now. And use that if you can't get a hold of these stencil brushes. I'm going to go back to them because I'm used to them and I have a little bit better control. But I think once I played around with the toothbrush a little bit more, I could probably get pretty good control on that too. You know what I do want to do though, real quick, is put a piece of paper. I could probably use a paper towel. No, not a paper towel. I want to use a piece of paper. I'm going to put a piece of paper under my page just so that I don't get my nice cutting mat all dirty. Okay. So that'll let me freely go off the page without worrying about getting it all dirty. So this is going to go on first. Then we're going to cover it all up with dark colors. And we're going to yuck it up. So this olive is nice and creamy. If I remember right, this is a little crumbly. And I think it just depends on the color. But it doesn't bother me. Maybe I'll tap the little flakes into my garbage can. Okay. So I see here that there's a bunch of hairs at the top that I didn't color. But I think that after I get this background on here, I'll be able to go back and hit those. I did a page. I did the Rayon. I did the Rayon Art Fairy just for fun for myself. And I used the Gelatos for her wings because they're so like translucent and pretty. I haven't posted that one yet, but I will. Probably use a smaller brush. Excuse me. Okay, so now comes the hard part, because we have all these like nice pretty light colors on here, and I'm going to cover them all up with black and dark green. Okay, so we've got Bergamot. Which is also really soft. Let's see, I want to just scrape that off because otherwise it will get all over the inside of my lid. And this is Black Licorice. Alrighty, here we go. So I think in order to do this technique, I'm guessing that there needs to be a pretty decent amount of gelato on the page. So doing these several layers, I think is going to be best. The nice thing about these is that if you get them on something that you don't want, you've already got a nice waxy layer down, and generally, if you get it before it dries, you could just wipe it right off and it won't cover up all that work you did with the color pencil. Let me go back to my bigger brush. And anything that, any area that I don't get close enough to the picture on, I can always come back in with color pencil. I don't have to worry about getting in there really, really tight. this to be kind of dark down here because I do want the wing to stand out. And I think it would be darker at the bottom anyway. So sometimes when you're adding a lot of layers, just using your finger to blend it out works pretty darn well. See, he's already standing out more now that I'm getting more dark in that background, which is what I wanted, so that's good. Let's see, to get some more of this bergamot. Okay, we're coming near the wings now. I think I'm going to break out my smaller brushes again. I might need to get in there with colored pencil, I think. It also looks like I'm going to have to come in there with some white or lighter colors because the skinny little membrane of the wing is just kind of disappearing with this color. Think that there's enough color on there now for this to work. Okay, I'm going to go get a little jar of water and we'll keep going. Okay, so if I had a little spritzer that put out a lot of droplets, I would probably try that. But because I don't, and I don't want a super fine mist. I actually want droplets on this. I am just going to sprinkle them with my hand. And I don't probably really need to cover up because I can just wipe away whatever sprinkles get on there. But just for, just to make it a little bit easier. So I don't know if you can see, but all I'm doing is flicking water on here. And let's take this off. I want to get some over here. Okay, I'm gonna just take a tissue and just wipe off the water where it's on the wax. Okay. So, am I happy with that? Maybe just a teeny bit more. Okay. Now we got to let that dry. And so that you're not sitting here twiddling your thumbs while I let that dry, I'm going to turn the camera off and let it do its thing. And then I'll come back after it's dry and we'll keep going. Okay, so it's all dry, completely dry. You want to make sure your paper is completely dry. But you can see what sprinkling that water did. It gave it this kind of all spotty mottled effect, which I really like as a background for what we're going to do. You know, it's a base coat for what we're going to do. So I am going to add a little bit more of this Nebula because I want a little more variation of color. And when I do that, it kind of covers up like some of the spotty areas. Not covers them up, but like turns them this turquoisey color, which I like. Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay, I think that's good. I don't want to go too far down here. I think I want to leave that kind of dark. So now we're going to add the circles, the bokeh. So for that, we are going to use a circle template. And I like to use a circle template because it makes for a more precise glow, you know, a more precise circle, and in the look that I want, that is what I'm going to do. So you can use, you know, a plastic template like this. I think that would be just fine. I'm going to use my big metal triangle one, and not really for any specific reason other than it's a teensy bit raised because of these little strips that are on the back of it. So that is the only reason. Either one would be just fine. So I think we'll just start and we'll just do it. So I'm going to use Jade. Jade is nice and bright and iridescent. I want the colors that are going to come on top now to be really bright and glowy. I'm using banana, even though it's not one of the iridescents. It seemed to show up best. And then we've got Starburst, which is like, woo, neon, very bright. And this one is Margarita mix, which is also, you know, a pretty good one, I think. And then white. I just ordered several of these open stock from Dick Blick because I go through white more than any other color that I have. So I'm glad I got to do that. All right, we're just gonna pick a color and go for it, and we'll just build up as we go. I'm not sure how big I want to go yet. Well, we'll start there. So the nice thing about the circle template, you know, is that it just makes such a nice circle. I like it. And then we're gonna want to do some overlapping of circles and vary the size of the circles that you use. This one's going to be nice and bright. Yeah. And then I'm probably going to come in and use my finger to just soften them a little bit. So that's it. We're just going to keep adding different colors until I get it the way I think I want it. But when you use your hand, your finger to soften it, I think it gives it a little bit more realistic look. Let's see, let's put a small white one. Let's put a small white one right there. And I'm going to do a lot of these because I think I really want it to look like maybe little fairy lights. But I also really like these bright colors. So I think I'll just use the same brush for most of the colored ones, and then keep the white to just the white, a separate brush. Let's try a banana. I might use a different brush for that one too. Okay, so I've got a green, a white. We'll use a banana. What was I doing? We'll go right there. And we could also, and now it's really just playing. So I think I might do another small white right there in the middle. It's just playing at this point. And I feel like those two are too close together in color. So I'm gonna banana that one up a little bit. And don't forget to vary those circle sizes. I might come in, I probably will come in with like a little colored pencil to accentuate some of the dots a little bit more. So let's see, let's do another banana. And just a little white center. I like that banana. Just just needs a little softening. Okay, I like the way it looks so far. I do. Let's go down here. And I was looking at some real bokeh backgrounds in photos, and I forgot where I was going to put this one. They often are quite full of light. Like, they're not just lots of little tiny ones. They are, you know, or several. What am I trying to say? They're not just a few small ones. There are a lot that really fill the page. And I kind of liked that effect. So, and I also like how the splatters still show through the circles. Okay, I think I like it. Let's do another green one. And we need some over here. I'm going to turn the page around. I also like how the what we did up here kind of reflects the bright green of the wings. We could probably get that same bright effect with some pencil. And maybe we need one right there. Let's do green, white. All right, I think that's enough of those, unless I want to do just a couple. I don't know. Probably. Just do a couple. It's almost too small to even bother. We'll just do that with pencil. Okay, I like it. So now the question is, what do we use on this wing? I think we might do white. What do we have? We have sap green light that we used on the wings. I feel like they need a little help. This is the sap green. I don't want to make them too close to what we did on the background. I might just leave it, and maybe we'll do a bunch of sparkly Posca lights around the wings, like they're sparkling too. Okay. Let's see what adding some white pencil does. So I'm starting out heavy in the center, and I'm lightening as I go out. Some of these this white pencil can go in the center of the circles that we've done. It definitely shows up best on the dark parts of the paper. We may not need the Posca. We can just do it with pencil. It kind of like adds to that splattered look. It makes it just look all kind of cool. I like it. Something different, you know. Random, just okay. So now the question is, do I want to go with my pencil? Do I want to try and go darker around him and let it lighten up, or do I want to take my white pencil and make him all glowy? You know, on the outside we can just kind of give, or we could use the Gelatos even and just give him a little light glowy halo sort of thing. Let's put the background on hold for a minute. And maybe I'm going to work on the hair a little bit. I want that hair to be a little bit darker in the dark areas that we did. So this is Espresso. Told my husband how you guys all tease me about my espresso, and he thought that was hilarious. He's happy when I get teased. He likes to tease me too. Sometimes it's cool and fun, and sometimes I want to smack him. Even try a little bit of black, because I keep trying to get that really deep darkness that I want, and nothing's working. So sometimes you just got to say, heck with it. I'm breaking out the black. I also have to decide if I want to do that here. I'm happy with the page for the most part. But sometimes I just want to keep pushing myself with the colors, getting darker, because I feel like if I don't, then I'm always going to stop right before the page is really good, if that makes any sense at all. You know, you get afraid and you think, oh, I'm going to ruin it, and then you stop. And it's like, oh, if you had just kept going for a little while longer, that page could have been outstanding. Like, I'm already liking this part better with the darker shadow. Yes, I'm going to do a little bit of black, right? In that very corner. Okay, I'm going to blend that. What do I want to blend that with? A color or a blender? That is a good question. Depends on what I have available. No, not beige sienna. I think we'll do the blender. Or I could go get my other pencils. There's a novel idea. Don't be lazy and go get what you need. Oh, that worked okay. All right, I'm going to do the same thing under here because I've never been happy with what I did down there. And it definitely needs something. That's the skin part, and then we'll do some more on the hair. I'm using the same thing, I guess, Espresso. It's a little bit better. There I go again, trying to blend pencil with my finger. Okay. I'm feeling okay about it, I think. I'm going to put some of this black right under there. I think I've already done this. I feel like I've already used black on here, but I add, the better I like it. Something over here just does not feel done. When I get frustrated, it's because I know that it needs something, but I don't know what. Let's see if I can get my Posca pen to work. It was not working earlier. I tried alcohol on the tip. That didn't work. So something, it works fine. Oh, well, it works fine, and then it's like it stops. But it works okay for dots. So since that's what we want, so I'm going to do these little teeny tiny dots. I know I said he was going to be a masculine fairy and not like a warrior fairy and not have, I know this looks like maybe fairy dust, but I'm going to do it anyway. He can be a warrior and still have wings that sparkle a little bit. I like the effect very much though, so. Zoom in a little bit. Try and keep my hand out of the way. It does seem counterintuitive to give him, because he's such a stud muffin, give him all this girly fairy dust, but I think it's time for a new Posca pen. It might be that it's just empty and all I'm hearing is the dot rolling around in there. Not the dot, but the ball. I don't really know if there's any. Well, there it goes again. It's back. So. Okay, so now the question is, do we put that around his whole self? Or do we put it around his wings over here? That's the question. Let's try it. What the heck? What the heck? I think I'm going to like it. Oh, please don't give out on me, little White Posca Pen. I really want to finish this page. I have a bigger pen, but I think it's the next size up, but the dots, that come out of the pen are quite a bit larger, and I think that this needs just really little ones. Oh, but it keeps wanting to clog up and stop working. I'm sad. Oops. All right, I'm going to go check just in case I have a another one tucked away somewhere and I don't remember. I'm going to go check and see if I do, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I don't have a White Posca, but I do have this Delusions pen. So we can get that to work. Yay. That actually works so well that I have to be really careful not to move the pen, or else I get non-circular dots. Well, we got a lot of dots going on over here on this page, but I think it'll be okay. I see this area here where I'm going to take my, what is this? Not algae green. Why can't I remember the name of this green? This kelp green that we couldn't get in with the gelatos. Come on now, go back. There we go. Anyway, I can almost always find a colored pencil that matches with the gelatos if I need to fill in. Wow, this pen almost works too good. Those dots are just a tiny bit big compared to the other ones that we had. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple of the bigger ones mixed in here so that it doesn't look like I ran out of pen and used a different one. Well, I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but I don't dislike it. It's just a lot of dots going on that page. Alrighty. How do I feel? Is there anything that I want to do? I want to add some hairs. Right here. That's one of those ones I missed. And then we'll use that Kelp Green pencil. Okay. So now the question is, do I continue to make him all glowy? Do we add one more thing to the page? Because I can't leave well enough alone. Maybe. Okay. Sorry, I think I was showing you all that and it was all zoomed in. All right, I'm going to go for it. So I want him to look like he's glowy, and I don't know if it's doing anything or not. I might have to come in with a different color. Boy, there's a lot going on this page. I don't know. I'm afraid I took it all too far. I did go a little crazy, didn't I? Okay, so the question then is, can I subtle down that background a little bit? I'm going with this turquoise, this Nebula color, because there's already so much green on the page. And I'll start small. And you guys are going, no, don't add any more to the page. There's already too much. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, I think the background technique is a really cool technique. And I'm going to use it again, but maybe not on a page that already has so much going on. Although I kind of feel like this is toning everything down a little bit. I do kind of think it is. I like it. Yeah, I think I just had there was too much going on, and I kind of like what it's doing instead of the white. I kind of like it closer to him. Okay, I think this is better. I think it's better. Guys, I think he's done. Did I do everything I wanted to do on him? I think I did. I'm gonna come. Oh, you know what you know what I didn't do? Oh well, it is what it is. I'm not worrying about it now. I didn't finish the wing on this side. I didn't add the you know, the membrane part. So Oh well. I'm not going to worry about it. But adding the white on there helped to make it stand out a little bit. Yep, I think he's done. I'm going to call that a finished page. So I hope you liked the new background trick that we tried. I will continue to play around with that splatter technique because I think it's kind of cool. And the other thing I like about it is that it's not so much water that it wrinkles up the page. It keeps the page pretty flat. So I am happy with the final results. I think he does look like a fairy, albeit a hunky one. So I think that'll do it. We're going to call this a finished page. And I'm going to go have some birthday cake. So thank you so much for hanging out with me again, you guys. I'm working on my list of the kinds of videos that I want to make. I want to include some non-color along videos. And I have a list of those. So I will work on that as well. And until I see you guys again, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Happy coloring. Love ya. Bye.